Hi everyone, it's Village Show 69 here to talk about Week 8's Sunday nominations episode of Big Brother 27. Last time on Big Brother, Vinny the Lip's second reign came to an end when Kelly won the blockbuster and Catherine was evicted by a vote of 7-1. Before I dive in, I put a link in the description to my playlist to catch up on my recaps. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing. You can also use the link in my description to try Paramount Plus for free. But let's dive into it. Following Catherine's eviction, Lauren is devastated, losing her best friend and yet another ally. She doesn't want to play safe anymore and let things happen to her. She's got bitches quaking, and you know what she kind of does. Vince knows this week was bad for him, evicting someone who never would have come for him. He hopes this doesn't spell the end for his game. Vince continues to mope to Lauren, who feels like her alliance with Vince has dragged her down and causes all of her allies to go home. Keanu feels the same way. Keanu works on his relationships. He still has Kelly. Kelly feels like Keanu is a great ally. He apologizes to Rachel for trying to target her last week, and they come to an understanding that they still need to work together. Players get some mysterious moments on the screen, gifs of things that happened, including Ava falling, Callie's seizure, and Will humping a puzzle piece. In booths, they'll answer questions about what they saw, getting eliminated if they get questions wrong. The last player standing will be the HOH for the week. Will is out in round 1. Laughing at himself in confessional. Mickey and Rachel get out next. Lil Stinky stumps Lauren, so she's out, followed by Morgan, Ava, and Ashley. Terrible performance from the judges here, leading to Kelly and Keanu being the final two in this challenge. Kelly repeats over and over that she wants to target Rachel, but in the end, Keanu wins the HOH, calling himself an all-powerful wizard. First order of business, celebrating with Kelly in the gym. Through this win, these two have somehow made the jury. Keanu says Kelly's his best friend. He will not put her on the block. He tells Kelly he's planning on targeting Morgan for manipulating Vince and putting up Vince as payback for eliminating all of their allies. He continues to try to work on his relationship with Rachel, telling Rachel that he despises her friend Ashley, but won't nominate she or Ashley as a signal of goodwill. Mickey thinks it's weird that Rachel and Keanu are still buddies after the events of the previous week. She can easily go back on the block for nominating Keanu in the past. Rachel fills Ashley in that Keanu is keeping them safe. They don't know if they can believe him. Last week, Keanu was pushing Vince to target Rachel, and Vince knows that Keanu won't do that himself this week. Keanu wants someone else to do the job. Vince and Morgan have a very long hug, shown on purpose by the editors. I feel like they're doing the bare minimum to address that Vince, who has a girlfriend, is doing these hugs. Keanu tells Vince that Morgan's his target. Vince begs and pleads not to go on the block, telling Keanu he won't use the veto to save Morgan if he keeps him off the block. Keanu says he doesn't trust Vince not to do that, and Vince is going on that block. Vince becomes more disheveled as this conversation goes on. Rachel and Keanu have a nice little moment. Keanu now realizes that Rachel is one of the few people he can trust. He promises he won't try to target her again, and she forgives him. The Rachel-Keanu roller coaster is the story of the season so far. Vince breaks down to Morgan, saying he looks like a spineless weasel and that he's gonna be malnourished for the veto. Boo-hoo-hoo. He's crashing out Love Island style in the BB house. Morgan makes an attempt with Keanu, denying that she and Vince turned on him, but Keanu doesn't want to hear it. He's more focused on inhaling his rap. Keanu knows he's nominated Vince and Morgan and is considering Ava and Mickey for the third nominee. He tells the girls that they're options and neither of them seem to offer him any deal or even a reaction. One final meeting with Vince where Keanu says Vince is a terrible ally. Who's responsible for 3 of their allies going home? He doesn't care what Vince has to say, not when there's a sandwich to be inhaled. And another long hug from Morgan for the lip. In the end, Keanu makes his nominations. He nominates Vince, Morgan, and Mickey. You know what? I expected a Keanu HOH to be more insane, but he was decisive and had clear reasons for all 3 nominations. In his speech, he says Vince has consistently taken his kindness for weakness. And you know what? Vince has. His logic that Morgan influences Vince to go against him and he has to nominate him next to her so he doesn't save her are all fair and valid points. And he nominates Mickey. Someone that no one in the house really cares if she goes home. Again, all fine and fair. So, good job, Keanu. And that's all I have to say about this episode. I can't wait for next episode. Angela and the Shark Hootery will be back. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Keanu's HOH and nominations. If you liked the video, consider liking and subscribing. I'll be back on Wednesday with more Big Brother. Until then, you know where to find me. Bye.